ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरुणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोद सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं साधकानां भक्तानां समस्त विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम्। We have to start from beginning our chanting of Taittiriya Upanishad. So we will do little of it. ॐ अथ तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद प्रथमा शिक्षावल्ली। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शिक्षां व्याख्यास्यामः वर्णस्वरः मात्राबलं सामसन्तानः इत्युक्तः शिक्षाध्यायः। सहनौ यशः सहनौ ब्रह्मवर्चसम्। अथा तत्संहिताया उपनिषदं व्याख्यास्यामः। पञ्चस्वधिकरणेषु अधिलोकमधिज्यौतिषमधिविद्यमधिप्रजमध्यात्मं तामहा संहिता इत्याचक्षते। अथाधिलोकं पृथिवी पूर्वरूपं द्यौरुत्तररूपम् आकाशः सन्धिः वायुः सन्धानम् इत्यधिलोकम्। अथाधिज्यौतिषम् अग्निः पूर्वरूपम् आदित्य उत्तररूपम् आपः सन्धिः वैद्युतः सन्धानम् इत्यधिज्यौतिषम्। अथाधिविद्यम् आचार्यः पूर्वरूपम् अन्तेवास्युत्तररूपम् विद्यासन्धिः प्रवचनगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिविद्यम्। अथाधिप्रजम् माता पूर्वरूपम् पितोत्तररूपम् प्रजासन्धिः प्रजननगं सन्धानम् इत्यधिप्रजम्। अथाध्यात्मम् अधराहनुः पूर्वरूपम् उत्तराहनुरुत्तररूपम् वाक्सन्धिः जिह्वासन्धानम् इत्यध्यात्मम्। इति मामहा संहिताः। य एवमेतामः संहिता व्याख्याता वेद सन्धीयते प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेनान्नाद्येन सुवर्गेण लोकेन। यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतो अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मे दया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वान कुर्वाणा चिरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोऽसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहं त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथा पप्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओमतः श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषत् ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति परं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सह ब्रह्मणा विपश्चिते ते तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 Having saluted Vedavyasa, Vaishampayana, Yajnavalkya Rishis, Bhashyakara Adi Bhagavan, Adi Shankara Bhagavan, saluting all our Parabrahma, Vidya, Acharyas, Rishis, Munis, Gurus, Devatas, so too to Parabrahma and also the Shruti Mata. New year also, let us have more and more study, contemplation, and totally guided, directed towards the truth and its realization. Now, Paraprapti is the goal. Brahmavid only can obtain the Param. Then what is that Brahman? We have to do. The most beautiful, fortunate thing is what? The Brahman alone is reality, all pervading. But the unfortunate thing is what? Though it is all pervading reality, including within me also, it being so sublime and subtle, and we being so gross in our attitudes or activity, It though is within ourselves, but is not at all found or appreciated, understood or experienced, even after so much of effort, and therefore the need of so much of study, so much of vicharana. And always the question remains the same. Why is it difficult? Is only our half-hearted approach, not a full or total wholehearted approach. Spirituality is one thing for its final results if we want to get, whether it is in Yoga Marga, Bhakti Marga, Jnana Marga, the approach has to be, attempt has to be wholehearted, because the thing told there, thing achieved there is exclusively something different from what we do otherwise in our samsaric vyavahara. It is inevitable that there we have to we totally apply ourselves. So totally also continuously also deeply when we apply our most important equipment called as intellect with its main important work of analysis with the help of the Shastra and with the help of the Guru. Unless this exercise is vigorously, regularly done, even the understanding will not come. Even the understanding comes at the time of understanding, there is some inspiration for doing sadhana. 1 day, 2 days. Again, understanding remains like that. But if our vasanas are very strong, if our Viveka Vairagya is very not very powerful, again we go back into the worldliness. Once we go to worldliness, again what is studied in the Shastras and understood, it is again forgotten. That is why the three steps are intellectually complete comprehension. Second is trying to experience what is comprehended intellectually. Third is fully establishing in that. These are the three things in the Gambhirata of our mind's moods we have to accept. Thorough intellectual understanding. For that itself, so many times studying, referring to Upanishads. There is no way, because our intellects are like that. The subject is not difficult. The difficulty is because of our own intellect abilities and abilities. So we have to work hard. There's no alternative left in studying and contemplating. Then when it is giving us the crystal clear pictures, most difficult thing starts there is to really able to do sadhana continuously, constantly. Our mind of Kshipta Moodha and Vikshipta Bhumikas tries to deter us away from our determination of doing sadhanas. And along with that, so many notions, so many, all of them will be there, not allowing even that intellectually understood thing to get into practice. Everybody will have to go through that. That struggle is called sadhana. And every time we have to tell to ourselves, let me not fall down, let me not falter, let me not go away, let me not give up, let me not get distracted. That type of like the children when they have to write the exams. So all the answers they mug up and they have to remember it and they have to tell to themselves, hey Bhagwan, may I not forget this answer. May this question alone come. So let me write that answer properly. Let me get good marks. Exactly like that we have to be. Subject is different. For them, the exam, etc. For us, let this Brahma Jnanam be not forgotten by me, not belittled by me, not insulted by me, not given up by me. May I take it serious. May I take it sincere. May I go for it. May I find convenient timings, hours for meditation. In this way, the sankalpas, when we keep doing, when they get gathered, they become very stronger. Then that sankalpa, when it is made as prayer to Bhagavan, definitely the grace also comes. Then the attempts on the seat of meditation to translate what theoretically understood into practical. In that practical application of the practicality, where we really want to be that which we have convinced about, again it's a long journey. Every day little bit, every day little bit, just like outside any science, how it has grown, slowly little by little got added. But that science, if one person has grown, it has helped others. But in spiritual science, many rishis have developed, but directly it won't help anybody like that. Each one will have to follow the process. That's the only difficulty. In science, somebody invented something, you can straight away use it using the principles. But in spirituality, some rishis have given Brahma Vidya. Therefore, can I have the Brahma Vidya capsules or tablets? नहीं होता. या खुद को ही करना पड़ता है. Therefore, those attempts have to be so long and slowly, steadily that happens. The develop like the science developed in me, the evolution develops. Evolution happens. When I attempt, after getting convinced about the truth through the study and contemplation for many, many years. In between, again, the struggles of the worldliness, the prarabdhas, the samsaras, how much we are valuing, devaluing, that also its influence in our spiritual progress. So, इन सब में हमको दिमाग लड़ाना पड़ता है, इन सब में हमको समझदार बनना पड़ता है, इन सब में हमको मैच्योर होना पड़ता है. Then only we can ensure ourselves of true doings as well as the wonderful results. And even in long attempts, when the experience glimpse comes, that itself is so wonderful. But then we have to again continue it to establish in that. We have to continue to establish in that experience, not to come back into again the lower mood. Till establishing, we have to continue. Once established, then there is no return. Yet gatva na nivartante. Gatva means having gone there and established. Na nivartante. Tadhama paramam mama. That is my final supreme abode. So we are trying to understand all these things. And in this Upanishad Taittiriya, so beautiful, having taught all the upasanas in the first Valli. In the second Valli, straight away, the theme of the entire text, theme of all the Upanishads, theme of all the Shastras, finally, and what every human being in his final stages of evolution has to reach, that topic is taken up. Here, the three processes are: first, what to achieve is thoroughly explained. Second, that thing where to achieve will be told. Then the third one will be how to achieve. Now, what to achieve is the one which we are studying from last couple of days or weeks, where this most beautiful Sutra Vakya Brahma Vidapnoti Varam Brahmavid apnoti param, that keeping in heart. Therefore, if the Brahmavid apnoti param, then where is, who is, what is, how is that Brahman? When it came, the answer is about that Brahman. This is what the Rucha said. Tadesha Bhukta Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is what. Satyam Brahma Jnanam Brahma Anantam Brahma. Now, these things, as given to us by Bhashyakara, the commentary, we are trying to study. And all this effort is two things. One is Brahman is something totally different in its Lakshana from everything and anything other than Brahman with which we are familiar. Whether you call it as Jiva with all his Panchakoshas, whether you call it as Jagat with so much of variety of Rupanama, whether you call it as an Ishvara with his Maya Shakti. Brahma is something totally, exclusively different apart from all this. That is what we are discovering. And that is being told to us through the Satyam Jnanamanantam, the Shabda and their Artha taken as the Lakshana of Brahman, only to reach us to the Brahman. Finally, even those Shabdas with their Lakshanas dissolve in the experience. Like the word, it is a sweet. So when you eat the sweet, the word and its meaning dissolves in the experience. You need not have the word, the meaning of the word called as sweet, when it comes to the experience. अनुभूति के बाद कोई है तो पूछते हैं तो बताने के लिए कहते हैं हाँ हम मिठाई खा रहे हैं आप भी ले लो. But as the experience is concerned, you don't need the words. But words were needed earlier. Yeah, I want to eat sweet today. Then go to the shop to buy them, pay money, buy, bring home, put it in the plate, take with the spoon, with the hand. Whatever are there, sweet word was used. But at the time of experience, no need of words. So even these words also dissolve. First thing was is that to understand the Brahman to be exclusively different from the whole familiar world to us. So too the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Shabdas have to be understood unambiguously with all their details and completeness. This is the first struggle we are doing. Second will be that Brahman is me only. This is where we have to reach to. And that Brahman is me only is again not intellectually understanding or feeling, it should be an experience. Aham Brahmasmi. Just like now I have Aham the Jivosmi, Devosmi, and so and so. Wife of someone or husband or whatever, children, mother. ऐसे जो हमको अलग अलग आइडेंटिटी है, इन द सेम वे अहम ब्रह्मास्मि अनुभूति पहुंचना चाहिए. अहम सत्यम ज्ञानम ब्रह्म अस्मि. That is our goal. So that second part will be dealt in Yoveda Nitam Guhayam, and further Panchakosha Viveka, all of that will be taught. But the first aspect of exhaustively understanding Brahma Tattva is taken up by Bhagavan Shankara in all details is giving us. Our job is with our subtle intellect, with our focused intellect, with the desire to understand, we have to put our efforts to analyze every word and every sentence. So in this process only, what extent we have come yesterday is these two words of Sarupa Avyatarekena Karyato Upacharat. So the Swarupa Avyatarekana is Atmana Swarupaha Gnaptihi. Tad na vyavicharatu ataha nityaha. Fix your mind in that. Then second one is what? Karyato upacharat. In that karyato upacharatva, we are being given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps to understand. What is the karyato upacharatva? Upacharata means Brahman, Atman, which is Satchidananda, is seen as the world of Asat, Achit and Anananda. Or the Brahman, who is pure Jnapti Swarupa, is come down to the level of the Jnana Kartrutva, where there is a Jnata, Jnana, Jnaya, Triputi has come, with which we are having every knowledge of the world. So that what we have to sort out. Are we getting the knowledge of the world or not? Yeah, we are getting. Now, is the Brahmana is there or not? Yeah, he is there. What is the nature of Brahman? Lakshana is Jnapti Swarupa. Now, is he changeable? No. Is Avikari Satyam? Is endful? No. Is Anantam. So, Anantam, Avikari, Jnapti Swarupa Brahma. Anantam is all pervading. How he has become the Jnana Kartru? Because you only said that you are gaining the Jnanam of the world. Every one of us are seeing the world. And the world's thought is happening in our mind. Is it not? How to sort it out? This is what is the analysis given. What is this? It is the experience of the Guru, and he is telling us we have to lift ourselves to that experience. What is the subtlest point is what? Ki, what is there is Brahman alone. Point 1. 2 is what? It is expressing as through the Buddhi Upadhi. Basically, Buddhi namak cheez nahi hai. But now we are experiencing the world and we are asking the question, we are explaining to you. All the answers are because their questions are asked. In pure Brahma Anubhuti, there is no question possible required or answer required. So, Buddhi Upadhi, Indriya Upadhi. Through these, the Chaitanya Atma alone, okay, going to respective objects, then Chaitanya Atma only appearing to have taken the shape. And in that taken shape called as Vritti, it is Chaitanya Atma's Abhasa only, because of which there the knower, known are born. Like I am closing my eyes. There is nothing. In other world, it may be there. But the moment I open eye, the Chaitanya Atma in me, through my chitta, through my buddhi, through my the eye, gone and taken the shape of that wall. Now the Chaitanya Atma is in the chitta, is in the chitta vritti, and in that chitta vritti, which is having in its womb now that particular wall. Now, where is the Jnata, Jnanam, Gnayam? Not in the Chitta, not in the Chitti or the Atma Vastu. It is in the process of using the faculties. We are habituated in using the faculty. Therefore, for us, it appears that the Jnanam Brahma, Jnapti Brahma has become Jnata, Jnana, Jnaya, Triputi. He has not become. He is there riding the chitta. He is there in the vritti, illuminating the vritti, enveloping vritti, and the vritti is enveloping the thought in it or the object in it. So our attention being on that, we are not able to become deep conscious enough to see the unchanging consciousness. The experience happened through the vritti of jnata, jnanam, gnayam. We are superimposing on the Atma and we say Atma has become Jnana Kartru. In fact, the Jnana Kartru Jiva जो है जिनको हम प्रमाता कहते हैं, he is also an object of illumination by the conscious self me. Our overpowering importance value given to this Tripati, which is happening because of the upadhi of both buddhi as well as indriyas. बुद्धि और इंद्रियों के उपाधियों के कारण जगत का जब भान अनुभव हो रहा है, उस सब में चैतन्य आत्मा का होना तो जरूरी है ही, विदाउट इट सेल्फ चेंजिंग. So he has not become, the Jnapti Paramatma has not become the Jnana Kartru. The Jnana Karta is the Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa is the reflection of the Chiti in that vritti. He is the one who is the Jnana Kartru, and he is the one who is changing from one Jnana Kartrutva to the other. In both Jnana Kartrutvas of that Chidabhasa, who says, I know the wall and I know the window, the Jnapti Swarupa Parabrahma is illuminating both of them. Knower of the wall is different from knower of the window. But both of them are consciously aware by me, the Jnapti. If he has changed when he was the knower of wall to the knower of window, when the drishti shifted to the window, he could have not perceived both of them. Not two, thousands of the jnana kartrutva of the jiva bhavas or the knowers or pramatas are seen by me or being aware by me in all the three avasthas. Is it not? So therefore, have I changed? No, I have not changed. Then how come that thing called as karyatva came? It's only upachara. What is the upacharatva is common word used. Brahma ko bhi jnanam kaha. And what we interact in the world, usko bhi humne jnanam kaha. Pustaka jnanam, vastu jnanam, any one of them. You know, this is jnanam word we use. Here also for Brahma, the jnanam shabda is used. The word is jnanam used for both of them, but that is not the meaning that in the Brahma, when it is called as jnanam Brahma, it is like the jnanam of the any other vastus. Here the Triputi is there, here the Vrittis are there, here the Chidabhasa is there. In the Shuddha Jnapti Brahma, there is no Triputi, there are no Vrittis, there is no Chidabhasa. It is always itself. That is what Swarupa Avyatharekena is said. This is a fact. This is not experienced by the Guru. This is what the instruction is giving our guidance. Holding on to that, we have to discover that Jnapti Brahma in us. Now, how to do that? Where we are lost is in this Triputi. So, unless the Jnaya, Jnata, Jnanam, with all our Viveka, Vairagya and wisdom, unless we reject them, the Shuddha Jnapti Swarupa Anubhuti will not come. Till it doesn't come, we will have continuously the doubts. So doubts are in my own self. I only can remove doubts. The doubts are because I am living at the Upadhi level. Go beyond Upadhi, you will reach the Jnapti, then your own doubts will disappear. Further, no Guru, no God can do. They can only explain up to the intellectual understanding level. So, because the Avivekis have misunderstood when Brahma is said as Jnanam, that he also must be like any of the other Jnanam gained. Word is same, but there the Jnanam of the paper, Jnanam of the pen, Jnanam of the book, Jnanam of the table and chair, and Jnanam Brahma are not the same. Here in this Jnanam, the Jnaya Vastu is different, the Jnata is different, the contact is happening. In the Jnanam Brahma, remember, Jnanam eva Brahma, Brahma eva Jnanam. Okay? So, Swarupa Avyatareka explained, Karyotopachara explained. Now, Brahma eva Jnanam, Jnanam eva Brahma is to be more detailedly explained. Therefore, the example taken of Savitru Prakashavatu as well as Agni Ushnavatu. This also we saw yesterday. The sun's light and fire's heat. There is no, as we said, genitive case there. Functional, but that's how it is used. Like the fragrance of rose. So the rose is different, fragrance is different. So after some time, the fragrance goes away. The color also gets faded away. Neela, Mahat, Sukshma, Utpalavat. Mahat, Sugandhi, Utpala. So those things faded away. And those gunas are not their original in any other thing. Like we said, the example hot water. The water is not hot always. The heat of the water is borrowed. And there the water and heat are not same words. They're the same things. It is, and it's not nature of the water having the hotness, it goes away. Then you expose the fire, वो बढ़ भी जाता है ज़्यादा गर्म boiling point. और भी करो evaporate भी होता है. Again condense करो the water और भी करो is ice. In this way, the water and the hotness of the water or heat of water जैसे दो अलग चीजें हैं, the borrowed quality. In that way, Jnanam and Brahma are not two things. Jnanam eva Brahma, Brahma eva Jnanam, just like Savita eva Prakasha, Prakasha eva Savita, Agni eva Ushnaha, Ushna eva Agni, Ushna eva Agni. So by this, we are brought to the next level of understanding that Brahman is always Nepti Swarupa and he never got modified. And then, what about all our experiences we are having? Already said, Upacharat. What is that Upachara? Because of the we are using the Upadhis. The Antakarana Upadhi and then the Indriya Upadhi are the ones because of which the world is experienced. In the pure Brahman, neither Upadhis are there nor the world experienced. It is Shuddha Jnapti Swarupaha Eva. That's how if you drop all upadhis and not enter into sleep, you will see everything as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. And that's one without second, and that is me. Entire meditation is this. Entire Taittiriya Upanishad is teaching us this only later on by making us reject the Gneya. What are the Gneya? Panchakoshas. Panchakosha was rejected. Then the knower of Panchakosha also goes away. The knowledge of Panchakosha also goes away. What remains is Shuddha Brahma. That's a big subject. We are going to study it for a long time when the topic comes. So, Savitra Prakasha, the Agni Ushnavat. After that, now the same thing is more detailedly elaborated. In the subsequent explanations, both Karyat, Sarupa Avyatrekatva and Karyat Upacharata, both are being blended and we are taught about it. One by one thing we started seeing yesterday. First one was Tat na Karanantara Savyapeksham. Very interesting point is what? Ki the Brahma to be Jnapti Swarupa, there are no Karanas for it. Therefore, it's its own nature. Like for the knowledge of the objects, the Vritti is a Karana, and then Chidabhasa is a Karana. Without the Chidabhasa, without the Vritti, can the Jnanam of the objects be gained? It cannot be. In that way, the Jnanam Brahma, the Jnapti Brahma, has it got any other Karana for it to be the Jnanam? Brahma Swarupa Lakshana is Jnanam. This Jnana Swarupata, has it come for any other Karana? There is no other Karana. That's why it is its own original essential nature. Because nowhere it has got any evidences anywhere to say that the Jnapti of Brahman is bought from somewhere. Throughout the Shastras, millions of Upanishad Shastra, कहीं भी ब्रह्म का ज्ञान का कहीं से मिला है ऐसा नहीं लिखा. Everywhere it is said the jnanam of the Brahman is not dependent on anyone. It is its own. That is why the next word is what? Nitya Atma Swarupatvat. Nitya always Atma Swarupa, its own Swarupa. Whose Brahman's? What is that its own Swarupa Brahma's? Jnanam. So Jnanam is Nitya Brahma's Atma Swarupa. Eternally, the being Jnanam is the essential nature of the Brahma Vastu. It has not come from any Karana, it is of its own Jnapti Swarupata. So Swarupa Avyatirekana is being explained here. And therefore, when the Brahman is said as Jnanam Brahma, now don't try to understand it as you understand it, the other Jnanams. Jnanam eva Brahma, Brahma eva Jnanam. And in that Triputi, as we said, Jnata Jnanam Gnayam, every one of them are illumined by the Jnapti Swarupa Brahma only, which at the intelligent level we call as Atma. That is what is the next point. Both important. The next 4-5 words are very, very crucial for us to be very consciously, attentively, we have to listen. So far, what is seen, कि all the ज्ञान कर्तृत्व are उपचार के लिए है, रियल नहीं है. अव्यतिरेक है ब्रह्म अपने ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप से. Then the अग्नि उष्ण and सूर्य सविता प्रकाश example के द्वारा we are told that the word jnanam and brahman, there are two things. Jnapti eva brahma, brahma eva jnanam. Then for that, the things, reasonings explained are, there are no karanas for the Brahma to be jnana. Nowhere it is said. Therefore, the Jnapti or jnana are Atma, Nitya Atma Swarupa of the Brahma. Nitya Atma Swarupa of the Brahma. And this Nitya Atma Swarupa of the Brahma, Jnapti, never declined to any of the differentiated knowledge of Jnata Jnanam Gniyam. वो हमेशा वैसा ही है, वो बिगड़ा नहीं. बिगड़ जाता तो फिर किसी को पकड़ने को मिलता नहीं होता हो. Anybody who is trying, they are reaching to that Jnapti Brahma, therefore it is always the same thing. Then, now, the next sentence, as we are saying, important, what it is, what? Ki sarva bhavanam cha tena avibhakta desha kala tvatu. Very important it is. Sarva bhavanam means all the things, whether they are gross things of the world or subtle thoughts of the mind. Sarva bhavanam, first to understand. Of all the things of the world as well as our own mind. Sarva bhavanam. Then cha means and tena avibhakta desha kalatva means what? Sarva bhavanam means of all objects at all deshas places, at all kalas timings, at all places and all timings of all bhavas. What is that? Avibhakta. Avibhakta means what? Never ever this Jnapti Swarupa Brahma was away apart from anything or any being or any bhava at any period, at any place. Now, this is a Gambhira Vritti, thought we have to understand. Any object, anywhere, anytime cannot be apart from this pure Jnapti Swarupa Brahma. And that object may be of any number of sizes or strengths or the parts. In and through that, the Gnapti Swarupa Brahma is required to be there to illuminate it. Very important discussion it is. Like what bhava is, let us say this hall. So this hall, whichever is there, it is vibhakta from consciousness in me. Can it be apart from my awareness? No. This entire hall is being aware by me. Now, in this hall, let us say 20 objects are there. Now, which are the 20 objects are not aware by me? I am aware of all 20. And within those 20, every object has its own parts. Is that parts of any of those objects are freed from my awareness? No. In that part, again, how many subparts you may make it? Is it not? This Nepti Swarupa has to be there. Become aware of this thought. Then we are already in meditation. Sarva bhavanam cha avibhakta desha kalatvat. This is what meditation is. What is that which is making me become aware of the world? When you say it is consciousness, this consciousness is becoming aware of everything at every place and every time. Sarva bhavanam cha avibhakta desha kalatvat. Is it not? If the moon is in the eastern horizon, so that is a sarva bhava, moon is a bhava. Now, it is in the evening 6 o'clock, let us say, it is in the east. During Paurnami, it is like that. So, at that place, that bhava called as moon, is it away from my awareness? And time 6 o'clock. So, 6 o'clock evening, east side the moon. Bhava is moon. Desha is east. Kala is evening 6 p.m. Then next day morning, if you see 6 o'clock, the moon is in the western side, morning 6 again. Again moon. So this moon next day morning, is it vibhakta again from the awareness? No. Now in between when the moon is from the east to west going, is it any moment that bhava called as the moon at any place is free from the gnapti atma? If it is so, then moon cannot exist. That is the meaning of sarva bhavanam cha tena avibhakta desha kalatvat. All the things are never away apart from consciousness. अगर illuminate नहीं करता तो कोई चीज रहता ही नहीं. कोई चीज रहने का भी चांस नहीं है, जानने का भी चांस नहीं है. सर्वभावानां च तेन अविभक्त देश कालत्वात्. Means what here? We can say Guru is becoming aggressive or Guru is taking the opportunity of disciples' question. When you try to reject the Brahman only, because Satyam Jnanavantam Shabdas have finished their work of rejecting Asatyam, Jadam and Santam. There is no Brahma. Our Guru are taking the help of that disciple doubt and question. Every of the thing to be understood is explaining. Sarvabhavanam cha deshakala avibhaktatva. Means every object at whatever the time and place, it has to be illumined by Paramatma. Now the next step is what? More subtler. What is that? Kala akashadi karanatvat. The Abhyapti Swarupa Brahma is even Karana for the Kala and Akasha. Be careful about it. Kala and Akasha are the ones in which Akasha and Desha. Desha Kala are the things in which entire world is there. Every world, every object of the world is in the Desha and Kala only. But this Desha and Kala are from the Gnapti Swarupa. Why we have to say? Because the Gnapti Swarupa Brahma Atma is not there. Then who is becoming aware of the Kala? Who is becoming aware of the Desha? They are Jada by themselves. देश काल कारणता ब्रह्म का है एंड निरतिशय सूक्ष्मत्वात्. सच सूक्ष्म है द ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप. It is appearing as all of them, it is permeating as all of them, but yet it is not touched by them. In the analysis, what is said? All the vastus are in Desha and Kala. Therefore, Desha Kala being the Karana, the vastus are the Karya. Always Karana is Sukshma, then the Karya. To the Rupanamatmaka vastu se, the Sukshma hai Desha Kala. Among Desha and Kala, the Kala goes modified, changing. The Desha always remains the same. Therefore, the Desha is said to be more Sukshma than the Kala. Now, this Desha is called Akasha. Where it is coming from? Is it not in the concept in our intellect? And where is the concept called as intellect? Is it not bathing in awareness? Think about it. The Desha. That's why the next sentence is that only in the Upanishad. Tasmadva etasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha. We are going to see that. So every word of these we have to realize in ourselves. Jnanam and Brahma are not two separate things like the fire and the heat. Second point is what? That it has no karana for the Brahma to have the jnanam as its swarupa. Therefore, that Nitya Atma Swarupata is there of the jnana for the Brahma. They are not separable things. And then we were told about Sarva Bhavanam cha Avivakta Teja Kalatvat. Sarva Bhavanam cha Sarvatra Sarva Avivakta Desha Kalatvat. Means at every Desha and Kala, every object is known by him, or every object, whichever the place or time it is to be awared by the Gnapti Swarupa only. Okay. Then next one was Kala Akasha, the Karanatvat. We have seen that. Jesha Kala Kala Karana, Yahi Gnapti Swarup Brahma hai. Next, Nirataya Saya Sukshmatvatu. It is Niratishaya Sukshma. It is so subtle that there is nothing subtler than it. Having discussed all that, now 2-3 words are used very powerful for Brahman. One is Cha na tasya anyat avigneyam. Be attentive. Therefore, there is no thing other than Brahman for it to be known. न तस्य अन्यत अविज्ञेयम. उनके जानकारी से बाहर कोई चीज है ही नहीं. ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप ब्रह्म के जानकारी से बाहर. तस्य अन्यत अविज्ञेयम न अस्ति. Why? Because he is the cause for Desha Kala, and all the bhavas have come in the Desha Kala only. Whether it is inner or outer. Inner or outer bhavas have come from Desha Kala. Desha Kala are caused by the Gnapti Swarupa Brahma. Therefore, is there anything which is not known to the Brahman? Natasya anyad avigneyam asti. There is nothing not known to Brahman. Point 1. Next one is what? Sukshmam asti. There is nothing, anything other than Brahman more subtle than him. So not known to him, there is nothing. Subtle than that is there is nothing. Vyavahitam means there is nothing which can obstruct the Brahman to be Satyam Jnanam Anantam or the Gnapti Swarupa. Vyavahitam is जो block करने वाला है, रोकने वाला. सो ब्रह्म ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप को रोकने वाला कोई नहीं है, उससे सूक्ष्म और कोई नहीं है, और उससे नहीं जाने जाने वाला चीज कोई नहीं है. न तस्य अन्यद अविज्ञेयम अस्ति, न तस्य अन्यद सूक्ष्म अस्ति, न तस्य अन्यद व्यवहितम अस्ति, which is blocking it to become the Gnapti Swarup. Like a chair is there. So it is seen by me with the eyes. But if the current goes away, light is not there, seen नहीं दिखता वो. Somebody else can take away the chair, and a curtain can be put in front, or my eye can become blurred. How many Vyavahitams are there for this chair's knowledge for me? Any one of them can make me ignorant of that chair. बट द ब्रह्म का ऐसा कोई व्यवहित नहीं हो सकता. It is always Avyamitam, pure conscious. There is no time there the Gnapti Swarupa Brahma has become Jnanam, Ajnanam. It has not become. It's like I know an object. Sometime I may not know other object. So the Jnana, Ajnana are there of the world. बट द ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप ब्रह्म ऐसा नहीं कि कभी वो ज्ञान है कभी दूसरा अज्ञान हो गया. In fact, this Jnapti Swarupa is the one because of which the Jnana or Ajnana of the objects through the thoughts are illuminated. Therefore, this is such a Jnapti which is very much present in the Jnapti Ajnanam also, the thought knowledge of the world, even in the Ajnanam also. Because I know what I know, I also know what I don't know. That secondary known, not known is of the intellect, Upadhi. But the consciousness inside, Nirupadika Brahma, illuminates both the presence or absence or jnanam or ajnanam. That is me. Next one is what? Sukshmam avyavahitam. The next one is called so vyavahitam koi nahi hai uska. Viprakushtam. Viprakushtam means something very far away from him. Viprakushtam means dur khicha gaya vastu. So there is no object far away from him. There is nothing which is obstructing him. There is nothing which is subtler than that in him. There is nothing which is not known by that Brahman. Okay. Then Bhutam, there was nothing in the past which is in this way. You know, जो ब्रह्म से विप्रकृष्ट व्यवहित सूक्ष्म अविज्ञेय जो था पास्ट में भी नहीं था इसे भवत इन द प्रेजेंट आल्सो नहीं से नहीं है इन द भविष्यत आल्सो देयर विल बी नो थिंग which will fit in any of these lakshanas. देखो अस्ति तस्मात् सर्वज्ञम ब्रह्म. Therefore, the Sarvajnata of the Brahma is this reason. Sarvajnata of the Brahma is for this reason. Therefore, when I know a thing, I also may not know some other thing, and my knowledge is on the triputi basis of the vrittis. But the Jnanam Brahma, see, Jnanam Brahma is a question in debate, discussion. Here he says, the Jnanam Brahma is not the Vritti Jnanam, all that we discussed. The Jnanam Brahma is not in such a way that one place, but Brahman is Sarvajna. What way is Sarvajna? Not like you and me, where the thought process is required for the Brahman to know something. Brahman is Sarvajna. The meaning of that word is not there is a Brahma, there are things the Brahman knows through the thoughts like you and me. Brahman's meaning of Sarvajna means what? Brahman alone is Sarvam. Because of all these explanations. You know, like the ocean is Sarvajna of all waves. Doesn't mean that ocean knows one wave, other wave, chota wave, bada wave. Understood that ocean itself is the wave. Therefore, ocean is Sarvajna. The Sarvajnata, the Gnapti Swarupata of the ocean, at that level has to be understood like that, not as we understand of our knowledge in the world through the vrittis. And here, there's difference. I am the knower, the world is known. So, being its substratum itself, it's a Sarvajnatvam. So the gold is सर्वज्ञ of all the ornaments. ऐसा नहीं कि गोल्ड ऐसे आगे आकर देख रहा है अच्छा अब ये नेकलेस बना ये अंगूठा बना. It is not like that. The jnanam of the Brahma, the sarvajnatva Brahma, which we so many times we talk about, is not in the sense that he knows everything like we know through the medium of thought. He doesn't need. Generally, what do you know which is other than you? For that, you need the medium of vrittis as well as the indriyas. जो अभी बताया न तस्य अन्यद अभिज्ञेयम सूक्ष्मम व्यवहितम विप्रकृष्टम भूतम भवत भविष्यद् वा अस्ति. That means what? In and through everything that alone is there. That being the substratum of that itself is sarvajnatva. So to being the substratum of everything itself is called sarvavyavakatva. It is not like there is a floor and you threw the water, then that water permeated the floor. There are two things: the permeated water and the floor. Is that so many things are there in which the Brahman is Vyapta, Vishnu Sarvam Vyapnoti iti. The Vyapakatva of the Brahman is not in the sense that there is something where Brahman is not there and is spread. Like early morning, good fragrance of the gulab from the gulab garden comes. Wind brings it. Earlier it was not there. So now that area is vyapta by the fragrance of the gulab. In factories when they do some work, जो भी फैक्ट्री है उसका फ्रेग्रेंस बाहर आता है और गुड और बैड ऑर्डर. सो व्याप्त हुआ कुछ समय के बाद when the production stops it goes away. The Vyapakat Vishaya and Vyapta Vishaya, they are two here in this example. But Brahman is not like that. In the same way, Ishwaratva of the Brahman is what? He permeates everything. That is how is Ishwaratva, like Ishavasya. What is the Ishavasya Vidakam Sarvam? Sarvasya Antaratama Atma Bhutva Ishte. That is what we saw in the Taittiriya Upanishad. So, there is nothing other than Brahman, Brahman all pervading. That is why it is called as Sarvagnya. Now, we answered you the Sarvagnya itself. Then you understood the Gnapti Swarupa now? Sorry, the Jnana Kartrutva? Aupacharika. Not only the Aupacharikata is there of Jnana Kartrutva, even the Sarvajnatva also we use, that also is Aupacharik. What was his question when Guru Maharaj gave three quotations? He said, Jnapti Brahma has come to the lower level of Jnana Kartru. Because so kamayata. Because to do the kamana, you have to have the jnanam. For the having jnanam, you have to have the jnana kartrutva. So therefore, Brahman has become jnana kartrutva, means he has fallen from the pure nascent Jnapti Swarupa. Therefore, he is Satyatva Anantata have gone away. That was the discussion. So here he says, oh my dear friend, not only in one jnana kartrutvam, we say Brahman is Sarvagnya only, but not in the sense you think. The Sarvajnatva of the Brahman is because of these 8 reasons. But yet, again, the Sarvajnatva is, as said earlier, कि कार्यत्वता है वो उपचार के लिए है. In such a way that it is not that sarva vastus are there and the Brahman is knowing them. No. Sarvam is Jnapti Swarupa Brahma only. There is nothing other than him. In that sense it is. Remember the example. Gold is Sarvagnya of all ornaments. How do you understand it? That gold and ornaments are not separate. In that sense, the Shruti Mata used the Sarvagnya word for Parabrahma. Not in the sense that a person knows the gold. He knows all the gold ornaments. That person knowing and the gold ornaments and gold are different. I want समझ में. Like a Marwadi state hai, he has got so many gold ornaments in his own shop. So he is very aware of all. So he is Sarvagnya actually of all the gold and ornaments in his hall. Is that way the Brahman is Sarvagnya? No. And the Shresthaji is Sarvagnya in the sense he is not the gold. He is not the ornaments. In fact, his Sarvajnata is doubtful. Doubtful means is only through the vrittis he is knowing. The Sarvajnatva of the Brahman in such that it is like the gold saying, I am all ornaments here. I know all the ornaments. Means what? The vritti vyapti, the thought process के बिना ही गोल्ड सबको जानता है. क्यों? क्योंकि सब गोल्ड ही है. So then what is the jnana? Jnana is only upachara there. That's what we are saying. The jnana kartrutva जो है उपचार है वो. आत्मना अव्यतिरेकेण. Then kartrutva upacharatu. That is what we can catch the point. Atmana karyatva upacharatu. This is what is Brahman, which has to be recognized in ourselves as our own self. Now there comes another very beautiful discussion. One more, one more, one more. The two or three more discussions are there, which will explain to us Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma in its entirety. Then we go to Yoveda Nihitam Guhayam. What is the meaning of Nihitam Guhayam and all? So, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, are those words describing the Brahman? Are they the adjectives of Brahman? No. They are Lakshanas of Brahman. Such Lakshanas, inseparable Lakshanas. In such a way that Brahma eva Satyam, Brahma eva Jnanam, Brahma eva Anant. Okay, especially the Gnapti, when you talk about Jnanam Brahma, that Brahma Jnanam is not like any of the outer Jnanams which we gain through the Vritti. This is what is so far reached out. Now the second one is what? Mantra Varna Acha. Acha. It will come little later. Mantra Varna Acha. This Sarvagnatva of the Brahman is explained through some mantras. And we saw yesterday, Sarvam cha Gnaptihi cha Ataha Sarvagnaha. In this way, having explained the Sarvagna word, Bhagavan Adi Shankara made it easy in another context. The Sarvagnatva of the Brahma is he is Sarva in his Gnapti Swarupa. And his Sarvagnatva is Aupacharika. What is Aupacharika? Because you are asking कि ब्रह्म सबको जानता है क्या? जानता है. बट ऐसा नहीं जानता जैसे तुम जानते हो. Like, do you know me? You know me, yeah. Do I know me? Yeah, I know me. You knowing me and I knowing myself are the same. What use this same? Jnanam. You have jnanam of me. I have jnanam of me. So your jnanam of me is objective. You need to have a thought, and in that you have to have the perception organs. Through the eye you have to see me, and you have to have the thoughtful knowledge कि स्वामी जी का ज्ञान हुआ. But for me, when I know myself, it is not like you know me. But the word used is same. No, KNOW. I know I am that. I am that. There's no thought process required because I am not object other than me. In the same way, you can do you know my leg? Do you know my nose? If I ask you the parts, you say yes. You are knowing leg part. But in my own case, when I say I know my leg and nose, my knowledge of my leg and nose and yours is different. I know my leg and nose as what? My own self. You know it as something else. In the same way, in our Vyavaharika Jnanam, there is a Jnata, Jnana, Jnana, Triputi hai, एक और ज्ञेय वस्तु ज्ञाता अलग होना चाहिए. But in case of Brahma, Brahma being Satyam Jnanantam, he alone is everything's substratum. That way he is Sarvagya. That one sentence, what is it? Sarva bhavanam cha tena avivakta deshakalatvat kala akashadi karanatvat sukshmatvat. These three, four things, each one of us have to little contemplate and catch. And it is what we are saying. I am conscious of all the three planes of my experience. In every plane of experience, I am aware of every individual experience. In that every individual experience, I am aware of every triputi. Is it not? This is. And the desha, whichever the desha I imagine, I am there as conscious entity to certify. And the kala, you go back to time into 2000 light years back or 2000 light years ahead. काल की बात कह रहे. The awareness has to be there to become aware of the kala. So from 1 microsecond to nanosecond, whatever, to the millions of light years, kala, Chaitanya Atma Brahma hona hi chahiye. So to Desha, this very close place, how much over distance you talk about? Again, the distance and time they go together. That is why the star is 100 million, 100 light years distance, they say. Light year is it time. Light follow traveling in 1 year is called light year with its particular speed. That much distance is this another planet looks like Earth. It also has got 30-40% of water. Therefore, it may have some aliens. But at present, our transport system can never reach to that planet. Maybe after 100, 200 years, scientists may discover something with which one may reach it. But still, वो सब बातें अवेयरनेस में हो रही कि नहीं. This is one. Examples given are what? कि मंत्रवर्णाच्च अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता पश्यत्य चक्षु स शृणोत्य कर्णः स वेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तम्. श्वेताश्वर उपनिषद थर्ड खंड 19 श्लोक. अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता पश्यत्य चक्षुश्च शृणोत्य कर्णः स वेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तम्. How beautiful it is. अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता. अपाणिपादः. He has no pani, the hand, pada, the feet. But फिर भी javanaha, he the faster than the fast. And grahita, he holds everything. This is where we have to. Our holding the object, Brahma holding the object. Our seeing the object, Brahma seeing the object are different. Our is jiva. Apanipada, he has no legs, but he goes so fast. He has no hands, but he holds everything. This is the meaning of that Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manoyat Vachoha Vacham So Pranasya Prana. That is what is exactly referred here also in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Pashyati Achakshuhu. He has no eyes, but still he sees. That is the awareness. And this Pashyati Achakshu can help us more. Like my Chakshu sees some object. Is it not? Then the object can maybe go disappear, then the eye cannot see that. Ankh. Or the ankh may be not good, the object may not be seen because of the reason. Or it can have a blurred vision. In all these cases of the objects or the eyes, the consciousness is always there in every conditioning. Remember, illuminating both the object's presence, object's absence, illuminating both perfection in the eye, then imperfection in the eye. No, Rupam Drishyam Losanam Tadruku then Dushyadi Vrtya Sakshi Drugeva Tadrusya Nila Pita Stula Sukshma Rasa Dirgadveta Nana Vidana Rupana Pashed Lokatana Mekada Andya Mandya Padutveshu Netra Dharmeshu Ekada Sankalved Manasrota Tvagado Yojita Vidam. If you remember that, the Drugdrusheveka Grantha, we will be able to catch this point. See, Pashyati Achakshuhu Sashrunoti Akarnaha. Pashyati Achakshu. He sees, but without the eye. He has no eye, but he can see. Why that mantra said by Upanishad there? The seeing of the Brahman of the thing is being that object only. There is no object other than Brahman. So to Shrunoti Akarnaha, he has no ears, but he listens. Why? The heard sound, the ear which is listening, the hearer, all of them are bathing in his light only. Without him, they cannot be. So, this sentence, Pashyati Achakshu Shunoti Akarnaha, ऐसा क्यों कहा श्रुति माता ने? To take us to the Paramatma. How? When you say Achakshu Pashyati Shunoti Akarnaha, then this Triputi of Jnata Jnanam Gnayam appears, becomes redundant. And that's what we have to do. Rejection of this Triputi. As long as we are in the value given to this Triputi, That pure conscious self, which is all pervading and which is all illuminating, cannot be comprehended and discovered on the dhyana sadhana. Then the next sentence is Saveti Vedyam. Every Vedya Vastu is known to him as his own self. And na tasya asti veta. There is nobody other than him to know him. Tam, to that Ahu is spoken as Agryam Purusham Mahantam. That is called as the primordial infinite Purusha. Tamahur Purusham Mahantam. अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीत पश्यत्य चक्षुः शृणोत्य कर्णः सवेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तं. Now each one, how these sentences have to be fulfilled, that is the contemplation. How can somebody listen if, that is, ears are not there? Only when that object is his own self. Okay, how can one see something without the eye? Only when the thing to be seen is his own self. Therefore, without the eye, the conscious self, let us say, example, seeing the sun. How can he see the sun without the eye or the ankha? When this Upanishad sentence has to be accepted, only conditioning is when the sun itself is again same conscious self. In that sense, this is said कि बिना आंख का देखता है बिना कान का सुनता है मीन्स आंख और कान का जरूरत उसमें नहीं है देखने सुनने को. क्यों? क्योंकि जो देखने देखा जा रहा है सुना जा रहा है उसका स्वरूप ही ब्रह्म है, उसका असलियत स्वरूप. By being the self, he is the hearer, listener, etc. When he is the self, then do you need any upadhis? All problem is because we are depending on the upadhi to perceive the world. We are in a condition that if the upadhis are not there, the vastus are not at all seen. In fact, the upadhi themselves are caused by the Paramatma only. They themselves are not independently existing. Upadhis of Indriyas and Antakarana or the Vrittis. This is how this quotation is given. Another is given in the Bradaranyaka. Nahi Vijñatuho Vijñatehe Viparilopaha Vidyate Avinashitvat Natu Tat Dvitiyam Asti Ityadi Shrutecha Nahi Vijñatuho Vijñatehe Viparilopaha Vidyate. See, Vijñatuho Vijñatehe Viparilopaha Na Vidyate. So Vijñatuhu, who is Vijñatuhu? Parabrahma. Vijñatehe means his pure awareness or consciousness or Jnapti aspect. Uska viparilopaha na vidyate. It never is absent. Like I told you, no, one thing I know one time, another thing I may not know. In this way, the Jnapti Swarupa of the Brahma is not that now the Brahman is Jnana Swarupa, other time the Ajnana Swarupa. ऐसा नहीं है. ब्रह्म स्वरूप है ज्ञप्ति एंड दैट ज्ञप्ति स्वरूप ब्रह्म का विपरिलोप नहीं होता. इट रिमेन्स एज दैट एंड इन इट्स ओन प्रेजेंस अगेन वी आर सीइंग द उपाधिस आर प्लेइंग द प्ले ऑफ ज्ञाता ज्ञानम ज्ञेयम. द अंतःकरण इज एंड इन दैट द अंतःकरण थ्रू द इंद्रियास गोइंग टेकिंग द शेप ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट. And object again in its own substratum is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma only. That is why the objective world, let us say if I see a table, it is nothing but one place expression of Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That object I am seeing how through my Antakarana. The Antakarana cannot function without Satyam Jnanam Anantam. This Satyam Jnana Anantam is Brahma Swarupa. That Brahma Swarupa of Satyam Jnana Anantam never gets modified. Now, if it ever gets modified, how come this entire world is perceived, seen? That is what by the upachara. Upachara why? Because you are seeing and you are asking. Then, when you transcend your upadhis and see Brahman, you won't find any one of these things to ask. Like the waveness you transcend and see the water in the wave. Every part of the wave is water. Where is the wave? Drishti. The experience of eye seeing a wave, experience of a water seeing the wave. क्या फर्क है दोनों में? How the water sees the wave? It sees on my own self, no? Every wave in the entire ocean of past, present, future, in entire every ocean, sir, all of them are only one ocean, no? Ocean seeing the waves कैसा होगा? Wave seeing other waves कैसा होगा? Or I seeing the wave? I see the objective. Ocean sees as my own self. So too, for the Shuddha Gnapti Swarupa Brahma, everything is its own self. This every and everything, these words are told by us because we have given undue importance to upadhis which are bringing the information of the world to us. So in this way also, Vijnatu Vijnate Viparlopa na vidyate and Avinashitvatu. Avinashitvat because the pure Gnapti Swarup का नाश नहीं होता इसलिए उसका विपरलोप नहीं होता. It is never destructible, never changeable. And the last one is what? Natu tad dvitiyamasti. And in that pure Vijnatu Swarupa Parabrahma, no dvitiyam. There are not two names in that. There are no two things. Is one common, one homogeneous mass of pure Gnapti Swarupa is Brahman. This is what is one explanation. Now, two more are there. One will take up tomorrow, and if possible, second also, if we conclude, then this Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, as told by Shruti Mata or Upanishad or Rishi, Shankara Bhagavan Bhashya, we have tried to understand. Okay. Again and again, when we contemplate, those subtle understandings will come. That joy will be so great when really we catch that understanding. So we'll summarize it and we'll take up the rest of the portion tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramrishibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Veda Vyasa Champane Agnavalkya Adi Shankaradi Gurubhyo Namam Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu.